Another video from Dr. Lock. I just saw this quick news story on ABC News, and it's about this locksmith down in Tassie. He's from Tassie, and he's basically saying that he doesn't have anybody to pass the skills on, and he's been working with Heritage Locks and all the rest down in Tassie for a long time. And it's basically just going through saying that despite the Australian government, offering the $40,000 for the training and all that sort of stuff and a $10,000 incentive, he can't find anyone to pass the knowledge on to. So basically he's tried 8 different times. He's had one person succeed in completing the training, which is, pretty good. I mean, I've had a fair few apprentices too, and they're not easy. They're not easy. I mean, nobody really wants to work for low money, and everybody thinks that they should be getting paid big money. And what they're not really understanding is this guy here has to fork out a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of investment to actually take up somebody for that position. So when they take up somebody for that position, that's an investment of his time and money. And a lot of the time, there's no reward. It's not like bosses are going to make thousands of dollars off him 5 weeks later after signing up an apprenticeship. No, he makes very little money, has a lot of headache, has to send them the young kids through training, all to be able to give that person the opportunity to basically inherit his mental toolbox, which has all these tools, tricks, and trades on how to earn a good, decent living, a good, honest living as a locksmith. All these skills he's trying to pass down to somebody, basically gift them, all these great knowledge, and he can't find anyone to, take him up on that offer. Although in Tasmania you do have to travel for TAFE to the mainland, that can be a bit of a frustrating thing. It is still a good trade and it is worth it, even if you're working in Tassie. In Tassie, one of the benefits is once you're qualified and all the rest, you don't have half the problems we do in places like Melbourne or Sydney. You don't have all these other people, doing all these other tricks and running around and backpackers and all that. Anyway, he's a good locksmith, good old school locksmith. He's got all the tools, all the tricks, and he's been doing it for a long time. He just can't find anyone. And the sad thing about it is that there should be a little bit more from the Australian government. Rather than importing people to do these jobs, we should be able to give these jobs to school leavers or young people who are interested in the trade, or anybody who's looking for a new career. It is a good career path. And by being an apprentice, yes, you're going to earn a lot less money, but the thing is, you're not ending up with a HECS debt like you would if you were going to uni. So you have to pay for your skills and experience somewhere. And the thing is that this guy right here, I guarantee it's got a lot of skills because he's been doing this for decades. He's got a lot of skills he can pass on and a lot of good advice, and working with all different types of locks. And these are skills now which are slowly fading out. A lot of the old school skills are fading out because they're simplifying a lot of things. They're not using those old type of locks anymore. So why teach people about them? And the good thing about a mentor like this person, he would have all the skills up to date, skills that would see you through the next person's career, and it's all there on offer. Unfortunately, you can't find someone. We've taken on apprentices too, and they either are too entitled, don't want to turn up, don't want to work for little money, don't appreciate what you're giving them, want you to invest all the time, the money, and the effort, and they basically, just expect it all just to fall in their lap. And that's really not what a trade is. You actually do have to work hard. You don't get paid a lot of money, and you make the most of it. 4 years later, you've got the certificate, but then from that point on, you need another 4 or 5 years in the job to actually get good at it. But that's what it is. It's a craft. So this picture right here is of TAFE, what it looks like there. I think this is Victoria, and this image is provided by Master Locksmith Association. You can see these guys here, all different ages, basically getting into it and learning on how to do it. So that's what the school, what the TAFE course kind of looks like. I'll also be doing more videos this year showing you what the TAFE people at TAFE also get up to, give you a bit more of an insight so you can judge whether or not it's for you or not. Because we do need more people in this industry, and we shouldn't really be importing them when we've got plenty of school-age leavers, good people, people leaving one trade to go to the next, people who don't have jobs, people looking for a career change. There's plenty of people out there who can do it. But one of the biggest problems that gets me is that TAFE, you got to have if you're going to be a tradesperson, you need to have a TAFE certificate. They teach you everything from safety to everything you need. It's not really a joke. It's a trade course. And with training in New South Wales, I put this, what training is required to be a locksmith? I put this in ChatGPT. And even ChatGPT says the recognised trade qualification is Certificate 3 in locksmithing. But unfortunately, the licensing authority doesn't see it that way anymore, and has undermined our industry. Even ChatGPT says the qualification is usually completed in 3 to 4 years and covers all of these things right here, which is normal. That's what it does. But what happens now is we get these apprentices, they start off in the first year, go, oh, this is actual work. Oh, look, I don't want to work for no money. I can do 1 or 2, I can open a few locks. I'm just going to start a business here, or I'm just going to, just do this one trick pony, run around and try and collect as much money as I can doing what I can. If I can't do it, I won't. Basically a half-cooked locksmith, like a half-cooked cookie. So they run around like a half-cooked cookie trying to take whatever work they can and just basically making a mess and creating a bad name for the industry. Along with then you've got the backpackers and scammers who are also, making a bad name in the industry. And then you have the security licensing people saying in New South Wales, locksmithing performing security works generally require a security license to be issued by New South Wales training thing. Okay, that's fine. But historically, trade training and experience were expected within the industry. They still are expected. However, licensing requirements have changed over time, and many experienced locksmiths argue that the current licensing system does not adequately require the same level of trade training as traditional apprenticeship pathways. I don't know any other trade that you don't need to go to TAFE for to get a TAFE certificate to obtain a license. But for some reason, New South Wales allow that to happen, which undermines genuine businesses who are looking to take people on, who want to invest in kids having good, honourable jobs. They take them on and basically they flake off. And, that might not be his situation, but it's definitely been ours and a lot of other bosses in New South Wales that basically, that you invest all this money, a year or two later, they haven't even returned any money for the business. You've just invested, and they've just flaked off because they've realised, oh, hey, I can get my license without even completing the training, and I'm pretty good. I've been watching TikTok. Oh, I got this from YouTube University. I'll just go around and just do this one simple thing. But the truth is they're one-trick ponies, they're half-cooked cookies, and they're basically giving the trade a bad name, because if you can't complete all these modules here, which are taught at TAFE, are you really a locksmith? Or are you just a key cutter or a lock picker? And that's the thing. Even MLA was saying that locksmithing should be reserved for locksmiths. Anyway, it's a bit of a shame that you can't download this guy's information like the Matrix, because I tell you right now, I guarantee you he's got a lot of good skills, got a lot of good people skills, business skills with type of locks, all of which could be passed on to somebody, and then they could earn an honourable living and support a family with. Even 1 or 2 people, could quite easily do that. Whether or not he's got the energy, the patience, or the investment left after being round the ringer 8 times and only one of them going through, that's a different story. Like, we've done it a few times and it costs time, money, and I don't, if somebody was to approach me and say apprenticeship, I'd be like, no thanks, not at the moment. We've actually got a couple going, but some businesses have 4 or 5, but it is a lot of work. You need somebody to look after them, train them the most basics of things, make sure they're safe, make sure they're fed, make sure they got water, make sure you got somebody to show them what to do. It's not easy. There's a full training plan that goes along with it and all the rest. It's actually, more difficult. It's more difficult for the boss than it is for the apprentice. Apprentice just has to turn up and smile. They don't have to perform. They don't have to get their job done perfectly and all this sort of stuff. The boss, well, they've got to pay for it. You've got to be responsible for it. There's training plans and all these people that come, and it's not easy. So the thing is, if you find a boss and they're willing to put in the commitment to get you signed up for this course, do it. You're going to be better off for it. You're actually going to be a locksmith. Hold your head high. Know you've got the skills to get through the rest of your life, and know that you can actually do the job properly. So if you get the opportunity and a boss is willing to do that, sit there. Even if you're earning no money, sit there and do it, because that's the only way you're going to be a good locksmith. If not, you're going to be a half-cooked cookie, to put it simple. You're not going to have the skills. And if you get an opportunity to go with an old guy like this, learn as much as you can, and don't flake out. Do the course, and don't think that 1 year is going to turn you into anything more than a half-cooked cookie, because it's not. And the people to thank for all the training and all the rest is the legends at TAFE, who have all those good skills, who have years on the job, who sit there teaching it to the young kids and trying to get them to say, hey, look, if you file it this way, you cut it this way, you can do this, and this is how, you can get it done. And also people like this guy here who's, generally wants to, he wants to pass it on to somebody else. Or, if you had to pay for that information, it'd be expensive. But he genuinely wants to pass it on to other people, and he just can't find anybody. And I think that really sucks. As for the Australian government, well, 40 grand is something that's really good, that's paid for, but I think we need a few more incentives, because a lot of bosses are still not keen to take up the challenge. Even when you say 30, 40 grand, sounds big and all that, but when you're talking about the amount of effort and trouble it is for a boss, 40 grand's nothing. They're already paying, 20, 25 in the first year. 2 years is 50. Hey, look, if the guy flakes off after 2 years, 50 grand, you might as well have not done any of that, not wasted your time teaching him, not wasted your time with all the headache. You might as well just taken that 50 grand and gone overseas for, or around Australia for a year, because it would have been easier. So that's why when a boss is willing to invest in you, they have the choice between sticking that 50 in their bank account or buying a new boat, or trying to give you a job and hopefully you return something to the business and become an asset to the business and not just a waste of time to them. So it's not big figures like 40 grand, the boss is getting something out of it. No. Boss is doing you a favor. And if you don't understand or respect that, and if you don't know what they're trying to help you do, then you will never know. And you're probably not the best candidate. But if you do, then all the power to you. Get out there and learn something and get out there and get yourself a good career under your belt. All right, leave your comments down below. Thanks for watching.